Hey there, welcome to the Lumiere channel. Welcome to your how they're feeling about you right now reading. So we have pile number 1, pile number 7, and pile number 2. Which pile is calling to you? Is it maybe 1 and 2? Is it maybe all of them in a particular order? Or none? The piles have been pre-shuffled for our ease. I will see you in your timestamps. If you would like a personal reading come through, if this video did serve you in some way, please do like the video, share it with a friend if you'd like, and just subscribe and check out the rest of the videos on the channel as well. You might find more that resonate with you. All right, I will see you in your pile. Bye-bye. Hey, pile 1. Hey, pile 1. So let's find out how they feel about you. We have the Tower. We have the Page of Swords in reverse. We have the 4 of Pentacles. We have the 8 of Cups. We have It's Safe for You to Love. We have Forgiving and Learning in the reverse. And from my deck, we have I just really hope things work out between us. Take Me Back. Trust is an issue. And Sweet Talker, you know just what to say. Okay, so number 1, you're probably checking on someone who things aren't going as well as they would like, or as well as you would like, as well as either one of you would like. This person, how they feel about you is stunned. I kind of feel like with this Tower, it's twofold. They weren't expecting you, and you kind of threw them off. Like, you threw them off whatever it was that was going on in their life, whatever was going on in their world. And you kind of made them aware of, dare I say, some of the shit show in their life. And it doesn't really even have to be like a shit show in like in the worst way. I had someone who, when I met him, he was a Tower for me because he made me want to leave my current circumstances, which weren't bad. They were great, but it's like this person and I, and like this type of energy, it's the energy of Eve eating the apple and realizing that Eden isn't everything. It's like realizing that what's been isn't all there is, and Pandora's box has been opened, and they have no choice but to feel restricted in their world. Like, you were a catalyst for that in their life. And that's been difficult for them to navigate. And that has affected this dynamic between the two of you, because, I mean, you threw off their entire world. And maybe it wasn't you, like, you probably didn't say or do anything. Maybe for some of you, you did, but it feels more so, or it seems more so like being with you made them aware. Like, it woke them up to a new level of themselves, and they no longer fit. They're like Alice in Wonderland, and when she eats the cookie, or when she drinks the tea that makes her bigger. Like, there's nothing wrong with the size of a house. There's nothing really wrong necessarily with the Tower. It's just it got too hot. It got too small for who they were becoming, or who you catalyzed within them to become. For others of you, this Tower could just be a basic Tower. You two have gone through like a really big shakeup. And it may have been because they messed up. I mean, that's really what I saw when I saw this, when I was pre-shuffling. This message is pretty clear, cut and dry. This person has walked away from you due to something that they've done or not done, but they have instigated some type of craziness in your dynamic, and they're still in that energy. And you're here most likely wondering, well, okay, how are they feeling about me? What's the energy check-in with them and their feelings towards me? This person wonders if you'll take them back. This person wants things to work out between the two of you, but I'm not really seeing this person taking action to do those things. That's not to say they won't. That's really not to say they won't. This just to me feels like the phase that this person might be in right now, where they're dealing with them growing. Like I don't know why, like that's like the nest I've decided to build. Like, I don't know why I'm like, yeah, this person is growing. But yeah, I feel like in their world, I feel like this is about their world. The tower is showing me someone's world is changing. They've realized maybe some dysfunction in their world, that the way their world has been built is not conducive to them having anything with anyone, let alone you, right? Like romantically. And so that makes them feel some type of way about it. For some of you, there's a sense of pride and ego associated with this person and them coming towards you. With this Four of Pentacles here, it just kind of feels like, no, like I'm going to stay where I'm at. This is my tower. You're not going to tell me different because you're maybe making demands, or maybe you're saying this is how it needs to be. And they're saying no, but they also know that it's really hot in this tower and they got to leave, and they are leaving. But it's this sort of like loss of control, and you are making them do something that they're already wanting to do, or like seeing that they need to do. But you're kind of personifying like the instigation and the changes in their world. I don't think they really, I think I don't want to call them immature. Like, I don't want to say that. I think it's just this shock is in the early stages. And if you're saying, Luce, it's been hella months, like 8 months and nothing has changed. This person, we've been together for 2 years. It's been on and off for 2 years and nothing has really changed. Then what I would say to you is this person is in that mindset where they're stopping the changes. This Four of Pentacles is really strong. This Eight of Cups would then represent to me them walking away, like them turning their back away from really facing that something that they've built, the life that they've led, is no longer suitable for them. That's shocking. Like when someone tells you everything you've been working for or that you have in your life no longer fits you and no longer feels good to you, that's a certain kind of hell. Like that's a certain kind of discomfort. And I am saying lend some understanding to that, but I'm not saying, bend over backwards or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, when that thing happens, like, it does take people react like people do, though. They want to push back. They'll want to stop it because of what else is next. Like, if everything you've known has changed. I digress. Back to you. There's some stuff that's happened in your dynamic with this person, and you two are probably not seeing eye to eye. You're not talking. Things are very eggshelly in this dynamic, or they're feeling eggshelly. They're feeling like they're trying to maybe walk away from this dynamic, trying to disconnect from this dynamic. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, they're trying to disconnect from this dynamic, and it also feels like they also don't want to really disconnect from the dynamic. They want to stay. Like there's a stubbornness with this Four of Pentacles, right? Things between you two could possibly be a shit show, and there's not much progress and not much movement. And I think this person is at a go stop from really looking at what the issues are. I think they are aware of the issues. It's just when it comes to attending to them, it feels like they're ignoring attending to those issues. But I do feel like this person does want things to work out between you two. It's just that they're on eggshells. Like they know they've messed up. They know that some things have been said or done or not done. Really, I'm not seeing any wands here. That they've made their position clear. And it's like, okay, but I kind of want pile one still too. At the same time, like I want my cake and to eat it too. Like I know what I need to do, but I'm not doing it. It's just a lot of mess. Sweet talker, you know just what to say. I feel like this person might want your comfort, or they themselves are a sweet talker. They know how to get you back. If you guys have been on this rodeo, they know that you may have feelings for them. For some of you, not for everybody. but they know that they can kind of work you. They know that they can get you to where you need to be, but at the same time, they know that they can only pull that for so long, right? They can only milk that cow for so long. But they do want things to work out between you two. They do want things to like move forward. It's just that I think this person wants to have you and whatever the dynamic has been between you two when you are not trying to make them be what you need them to be. Whatever that looks like for you two. Because maybe something happened in their life, in your dynamic, and maybe they're just not able to really do anything. But it looks like somebody messed up here because this is eggshells. And this is someone just not being like emotionally, just like turning their back away from it and saying like, no, I'm not going to look at it. And I just feel like here with these people falling out of the tower, I mean, they knew, like, they knew it wasn't working out, but they finally, like, almost like the last straw. So I feel like this person feels like maybe they've lost you. I feel like this person feels like you may not forgive them. They might be feeling embarrassed and ashamed, but also still indignant about their position. About the position that they took or their position in life. Okay. Let's see what spirit is guiding them to do. And then let's look at your guidance. Yeah. I think with this, even with sweet talker, you know just what to say. I don't know if I finished that sentence, but it feels like they need your encouragement with something. Like they need your help. They need your presence. But they kind of have messed up and may not be able to really ask it of you. I think it's one of those things where having your cake and eating it too really is shown up here. And their guidance here is a leg up. Which is very strange. So I don't know whose story I've been reading, but their guidance is a leg up. This means that they need to ask for help. So if your person is dealing with addictions, or just maybe they haven't been as open and as honest about what that tower is, because that could be like their personal stuff that has been happening and it's so much. Like maybe they need help. So their guidance towards you is to get help. So perhaps they need to talk to somebody. Perhaps they need to talk to a professional. Perhaps they need to get help in their life, like have extra hands to assist them in order for them to have, you know, for things to move smoother between the two of you. But their guidance towards you is to get help. I want to see what the romance guidance is for that, because this is like this is being read, and this is also to help other people, I guess. But I'm reading it more so in, yeah, I mean, this is definitely about getting help. On both ends. In the reverse, it just really impresses that point. Relationships that are healthy thrive on interdependence. So there's some maybe codependency here, but it's important to recognize that you need others as much as they need you. You must allow people to support you. And with this Four of Pentacles, there's a sense of stubbornness here and like aloneness with this Eight of Cups as well. Like, I've got to do it. You must allow people to support you as you are there for them. So this might be them asking people in their life to help with this tower if it's a personal one, or things have been upheavaled in their world as you being the catalyst for that. And they now need to find like sources to assist them in their life so that they have, again, like more time for you or whatever the case may be. This is a time to be vulnerable and speak up about your needs. Maybe they need to share with you that, hey, I can't give you what you want, but this is the best I can do, which is having their cake and eating it too. That doesn't mean you'll take it, but that's the honest, it's the honesty of where they're at. This is a time to be vulnerable, to speak up about your needs and to ask them to be fulfilled. Trust. You will be met with kindness and love. Don't expect others to read your mind. Ask and it is given. So this is for them to come forward. Like their guidance is for them to come towards you and to say something. And it looks like they're feeling that with this take me back, but it is an eggshell situation. We have walls up here on the side. And so I feel like that's what they might be feeling, like you're feeling, that your walls are up and you're not really going to give them refuge. Your guidance is observer. This is about you not taking things so personally. So really this tower could actually be like that whole first spiel that this dynamic has been a catalyst in their life, and it's woken them up to things that just were not working in their world, so much so that they just cannot they cannot thrive in that environment anymore. But I digress. Your guidance with this observer is to not take things so personally, right? Like, don't take what they're doing or not doing towards you so personally. Take a step back, and also, don't speak where you're not being asked. I don't know, like, don't make their business your business unless they make it. Like, I don't know. It just kind of feels like just listen, you know. But also here for some of you, this says sometimes you just can't see the forest for the trees in your way. Feelings can get all jumbled up, and often you hear one thing when a person says another. It can be like an echo of unresolved past experience dubbed over your conversation. So if you're comparing this person to exes or previous experiences, this is saying change your perspective. Whoops. That's tough. That's a tough one. Take time out before you react. It's likely the other person has no idea how his or her words have affected you. I want to say they know how their actions have affected you or inactions have affected you, but there might be some like misunderstandings here to some degree, depending on your dynamic. Take a few steps back and lend understanding to the situation. Have faith in your connection and trust that you can come together. Take to higher ground now and cultivate curiosity about what you observe in yourself and others and in the landscape. You would find things much improved sooner than you know. So Spirit is saying, take a step back. Like, take a nice step back, take a bubble bath or something. And that might help, like, you in this situation. Because if this person, we haven't really, like, gone too deeply into this. But if this person, depending on who this person is, if you want, we can do a private reading. But depending on who this person is, if truly that first spiel of the tower being an upheaval in their life, and that's going to take some time, maybe even 8 months, like I was saying kind of earlier, it might take some time for them to figure things out in their world now that things have been shaken up. It does then sort of, I don't know, I mean, live your life how you want, honestly. But it feels like this person might be focusing on just putting the fires out where they can. There's definitely also some character issues, not character, but some personal stuff of like, no, I'm not going to do what I'm not going to do. I'm not, but I mean, it's up to you. But it just kind of seems like this person likes having you around, might want to like having you around, but they may not be in a position to necessarily give you what you are looking for or needing at the moment. If another pile called out to you, I'd suggest watching that one as well to see if it has more information on your story. Otherwise, I'm really not being led to read any further. I'm sorry. But I'll see you next time. Check out more videos on the channel. Maybe they'll have a little bit more information for you. Thank you so much. Keep your light on and good luck. Bye-bye. Hey, pal 7. What? Okay. Hey, number 7. How are they feeling about you? We have the World. We have the 10 of Wands. We have the Emperor in reverse. Interesting. We have stay optimistic about your love life. We have heart-to-heart conversations. We have I daydream about you and us. It's hard to come back from hurting someone. You hurt me, so I hurt you. Things could be better between us. Just making some space. And I want to have a family with you. Let's make a family. Okay, how this person is feeling about you is there's a sense of this person is very aware that, I don't know, like things are not okay between the two of you. Okay? This person is aware that things are not okay between the two of you, and that you two have kind of reached a point where the issues have been exposed. Maybe not in full or whatever the case may be, but that the issues have been exposed. I feel like this person, I don't know, wants to change for you. I don't know why that's what I'm getting. Like specifically, like why that message? Let me look something out. The world on this side is talking about if you're not feeling a sense of completion, it may be because you're thinking in terms of a continuum rather than a cycle. It's true that everything is linked, but it's important to mark milestones. Yeah, exactly. Like they've reached a point. Eternal renewal relies on acknowledgement of what has been achieved or accepted, celebrated, and released. Exactly. Don't court exhaustion by hurrying onward. Everything is happening just as it's meant to be. So I think this is, I'm glad intuition was on point. What am I saying? This person is in a position where, I don't know, I'm going to say that you two are a little bit rocky. Okay, you two have some rocks between the two of you, and this person fully acknowledges that. And they acknowledge that it could be because they haven't been taking the lead. They may have taken a back seat in this dynamic between the two of you. They're not making any moves. Someone isn't making any moves. This person can feel, they might be feeling, I don't know, quite a bit of passion for you, right? With this Ten of Wands. I think this person feels passion for you, but this passion comes with a heavy price, which is the price of their time, the price of their energy, the price of their work, their them. I don't know how to say it any further than that. Like, they know that being with you is going to take work, and it feels like they're willing to do the work, but they're already overburdened in their own life. Their passion for you is what keeps them coming back. And I feel like some things have been aired open between the two of you, or at least to themselves. This person is not lying to themselves. They know that they're not willing or ready or able to really do more than they can in this moment. So the amount of weight they can carry is for now. So this looks like someone who's on and off. Sometimes you're really good, sometimes they're quiet, maybe. So the longevity and the consistency and the commitment to the dynamic in a long form way of it being like good and healthy is not quite there yet. But I don't know, I feel like with the Ten of Wands, this person is willing to do the bits that they can do, which is still so much, because it feels like this person is burdened by this dynamic. It's a lot to carry, and they may not feel capable. I don't know. They might feel like tired or like weak, not strong enough to carry the weight that is required of this dynamic. It takes a lot of energy. It needs a lot of energy. And I feel like this person is coming to realizations, and you as well. I feel like you both share this world energy. So I feel like maybe you two had like a really good conversation that really kind of exposed some of the stuff between you two. And you two are really approaching this thing from a level-headed, but from a I saw you, you saw me, like I don't know, naked kind of perspective, where like you've talked about it, you've reached some truth, like truths have truly been expressed. Maybe not all of them, but a lot of like big truths have been expressed. This person may have said, hey, look, this is what I come with, this is what's going on. I cannot be an emperor right now. The best I can do is Ten of Wands. The best I can do is do the work when I can. And when I can't, I'm gonna take my weekends, right? Like I'm gonna do my 9 to 5 with you, and then I'm gonna knock off. Like I'm gonna knock off from this dynamic. I'm gonna rest from this dynamic so I can come back and do it again on Monday. Whatever Monday looks like for you too. So this person might dip every so often, might go away to recalibrate because they've been working so hard from their perspective on the dynamic. with this Ten of Wands. And it's I don't know, I don't want to call it a labor of love, but it's a labor of passion. I think this person's, the way they see themselves isn't matching up to how they really are anymore. Like, they may have started off ferociously, but now they're kind of like, man, I can't keep up with that. But also perhaps just with their own personal self-image, how this person sees themselves. This dynamic has sort of exposed their weak points, or their, I don't know, their capabilities, right? Like, it's really sort of exposed them, and they're bearing the burden of being like, oh man, like, I thought I was better than this, you know, or, oh man, be careful what you wish for, because then you have to put in work to keep it and get it, maintain it. But this person is optimistic. I mean, the Ten of Wands, this is a labor, I don't want to call it a labor of love because it's not. But sometimes I guess it can be. You do what you gotta do to maintain a dynamic, right? You do what you have to do when you're tired. You just have to show up for certain people. And it feels like this person is weighted down by this dynamic and their feelings for it, their passion for it. But they still are out here for it. The tarot is just really kind of showing me some extra stuff, but they're optimistic about this. They're willing to put in the work to get to the point that they need to get to on the day-to-day basis. But as far as like long-term is going to be a while. Because maybe this person, I don't know if I've said it already, has pre-existing burdens, like has pre-existing stuff that does sort of interfere with this dynamic. Oh, right, a heart-to-heart conversation. Oh my God. So maybe you two did have a conversation, or a conversation is coming for them to really talk to you and say, I feel like I need to tell you like what else is going on with me. Like, this is what I'm dealing with. And that does sort of, I guess, interfere with this dynamic if it kind of does. But I do want to do this. I'm not ready for XYZ. I am ready for this, and I'm open to this, that type of thing. They daydream about you. So while they're doing the work, while they're working on what they need to do, they daydream about you. This person thinks about you. This person has really warm feelings towards you. I think with the things that have happened between the two of you, like the not so savory stuff, you may have hurt them, right? Oh, I didn't hurt them. Hurting someone is not picking up their phone call. Hurting someone is cutting the line when they call so that they can feel the pain that you felt. Hurting someone is not responding when you would normally respond, or taking ages to respond, or saying things that are snippy and snipey, right? So you hurt me, so I hurt you. Those things hurt them, and then they hurt you, but you were hurt because until you did those things, and the cycle of hurt just kind of keeps continuing, and it makes things difficult. Things could be better between you two. So you two might be in the cycle of just snapping at each other, with some truth sort of coming out here and there. But yeah, this person wants to have a family with you. They want to make a family with you. So this person has a bit of an end game with you. I mean, we have the World here. I think they're willing to end, they're willing not to end things with you, but they're willing to have you be in their end, right? It's gonna take so much work on their end. And with this Emperor, I really have not been called to like do more than the shuffled messages, but I kind of want to for you. I think I'll use the broken deck and see what comes out, because I want to understand. This Emperor feels like stagnancy. I feel like this person, they do with this Ten of Wands, like they're willing to put in the work, and they feel like putting in the work. It's still work, bro, right? And this could be a while for them to get this future to where they want it to be with this Emperor. So I feel like they still have the energy of the Emperor, especially with all these cards, and I want to have a family together. It's just they may not see it happening like soon. Hence the stagnancy of this Emperor. If it was on this side, I'd be like, sus. I mean, it's still sus. I don't like this side of a lot of these cards, but it feels like, I don't know, their heart's in the right place, you know? Clarify the Emperor for me. It feels like a stagnancy. This is the King of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this is another king, right? This is the kings and the Emperor. The king that's come out is the king of words, the king of swords, the king of thoughts. This person's mind is not right. This person isn't thinking as clearly as they would want to in order to communicate or lead or add to a kind of future that makes sense for the two of you. They are optimistic and they do hope that things work out between you two. It's hard to come back from hurting someone. I don't know if I showed this to you, because there's been hurt here. And they daydream about you. But I think some of those daydreams definitely have the positive memories of you two playing together, laughing, cackling, giggling and stuff, but also like some of the hurtful things that they've said, you've done to each other, and that have happened between the two of you. And it's just kind of like, okay, we need to talk this through. Like, I think we need to figure this out. And because right now, at least, this isn't forever. This doesn't feel like forever. But right now, they're really trying to like figure out what to even say. So they might be putting themselves in work. Tell me about this Ten of Wands. I'm really curious about this Ten of Wands. Passion. I was saying that, but I felt like a crazy person. Ten of Wands, bitch. Look at this hoe. How do you look at this and see passion? You don't, but I felt it. I was like, they're really passionate about you, and some of that passion like makes it a burden. This person is passionate about you with the devil here. They're passionate to, I will say this, they're passionate to you in this dynamic. We see this here in these words. They want to have a family. They daydream about you. So they definitely daydream about like the sexy stuff, okay? The intimacy, the physical stuff. This person has, they've gotten in there. But this devil also shows me this person is tied to other things as well. Tell me more. Ace of Pentacles, making money, making a living, the things that they need to do to survive, and the Moon in reverse. This is really giving me, like, this whole reading has been giving me vibes to one of the other readings. And so I'm just going to say it like this. I'm just going to say what's been in my head. This person is trying to figure out, like I said before, this energy of who they've been, who they thought themselves to be. And then you come along and you shake up the image of who they are. But really, all you're doing is exposing what's already been there, okay? They see now that who they've built, who they've been, really is not working for them. Or it isn't who they are, or really who they even want to be anymore, right? They want to be sort of brand new, do things differently. It's like they want to work smarter, not harder. And that could apply to your dynamic as well. They want to work smarter in this dynamic and maybe not harder, but they are passionate about it. So anyway, going back to that, I feel like this person has woken up to what their life has really been, that they're in a rat race, that they're slaving away, that they're tied to things that keep them from living a fuller life in the way that their feelings for you have inspired in them, right? And so they can no longer hide from that reality. They've maybe been hiding and, oh, it'll get better, oh, it's fine. But now that there's you kind of shook them up, and it's like, oh shit, like that's actually not fine anymore. Like I can't close my eyes to that anymore. I see it now, it's glaring. I want to see what else the Ten of Wands says. I'm really curious about that. Bear with me. Let me know how this reading resonates. Like, I'm really, really curious. Yeah, so on this side, and all these sides are just kind of, this is the inner side of the Emperor. But on this side, it says, the poor man's misery is painfully evident as he trudges on with his load of staves. Behind him is the ancient withered statue of himself. How can this be? He passes it by unseeing. It never occurs to him to look up to see the scenery or the stars. His whole existence is the path immediately before him. Though the scene is realistic in other ways, it is unlikely that anyone would erect a statue to this peasant laborer. Fuck. The statue symbolizes how the man sees himself, captured for all time in a subservient role. This is what happens when you refuse to share a heavy load. There's a thin line between self-sufficient and being a martyr. Don't let a weakened identity be set in stone. That's really deep. Like, that goes super deep into one of the other piles that I read for, and that's some of the energy that's coming up here. This person could have some stuff in their life that definitely is affecting this dynamic in a way that isn't great. And it's more so in like a mental state type way as well. With this statue here, I do feel like it's more so, though, how this person sees themselves. And this person could be someone who's trying to be a man, trying to be a woman, trying to be the head of a household, trying to protect, trying to do the things that they've been doing. But it's like they've been doing it for so long that this line that says there's a thin line between being self-sufficient and being a martyr, like maybe they've got just too much on their shoulders, like too much going on for them. I want to see what their guidance is, and then also see what your guidance is. So their guidance is chaos and conflict. So they might have to cause a ruckus in their life, in their world, to not for you, at the top of the deck, breathe and poised. Wow. And I could keep going. This deck is buzzing. Yeah, I feel like this person has to take a stand in their life and stand up against certain things that they've been tethered to for quite some time. Some of those things are definitely mental and in their life for them to make room in their life to do more than what they've been doing. I think they need help. They need to figure that out. With chaos and conflict, though, some more information of what their guidance is. Excuse me. Is that some things are just not for them anymore. With that not for you card, I think there are just some things that they don't have to do anymore. As it relates to your dynamic, though, this person may have to, if you guys are okay, this person may have to let you know that if they've been acting funny, they still care about you. They're just kind of exhausted. Like, they still have passion for you, but it's kind of been a burden. Like, having you and having the feelings that they have for you have kind of put a strain on other aspects of their life. And again, it's made them see certain things that they really don't want to see. But yeah, if this person has been working a lot, I think this might be a really good time for them to talk to you about what's going on with them and like sharing the load. This, with chaos and conflict, it says this is a great time to restore order and recognize the opportunity for negotiations. There's something going on in their world that is, I don't want to call it an upheaval, but something that's giving them too much. And this could be a good opportunity for them to bring up that, yes, actually it is too much, or yes, actually XYZ. And that's going to help, this dynamic. Because the timing is right. Well, that's great. I hope it works out for them. Because with this ending here, with this maybe travel or internet, I don't know, maybe you guys might be doing some type of internet, something here. But I feel like their guidance is to put things right with this chaos and conflict, to restore order. And I feel like with this here in the reverse, in this conversation, I think they'll want to restore the peace between the two of you, restore some semblance of harmony by letting you in on like what's really going on. They're optimistic about the love life, so that's really good. I like seeing that. For you, it's a bit of a different story. For you, it kind of says not to make their problems your problems, right? Like, this isn't a time for you to get involved in their drama, and leave their stuff. Like, your sensitivity might be too much. You might be trying to help too much, or I don't know what your deal is, but your mantra is not my circus, not my monkeys, because all this drama will pass and it'll be fine. So if this person does come to talk to you, to tell you about all this stuff, it's not an opportunity for you to start offering up solutions or whatever. I feel like your guidance in that moment is to really just sort of listen and, lend your ear or whatever, but not for you to like start making it your business, because I feel like that will be incredibly counterproductive to this person. If you're a super helpful person, like, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Let this person know that, you believe in them, that they can do it, but also it's okay to blah, 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 and that you're on their side, whatever. But don't try to like stick your shit in there. Like, that's not why they're telling you. They're telling you that to share how they're feeling and what's going on with them, but not for you to start like getting in their business. There's a fine line, and I trust that you can figure out when to just listen and be an active participant in listening and being there for that person without sticking your fingers up in there. Good luck. If you like this reading, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know what your situation is and how it resonated. I wish you everything. I really do. Keep your light on. This person cares about you, so let me know what the vibe is. I feel like I focused a lot on like the other stuff. But anyway, let me know. Bye-bye. Hey, Pal 2. So, Pal 2, what are your person feeling for you? Grammar has left the building today. What are your person's feelings for you right now? What are they feeling for you right now? We have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the 2 of Swords. We have keep an open mind. We have getting to know each other. Okay. We have trust in reverse. Yeah. We have chemistry in reverse. We have repair and mending and healing. We have let me go. We have I was serious, but now things have changed. Okay, I'm going to say this for some of you. It's not for everybody, okay? Just for some of you. And for the rest of you, just kind of like shake that off and don't listen to what I just said. For some of you, this person is potentially seeing other people, okay? This person is seeing other people. I just need to tell you that. This person is seeing other people, or at least they're definitely keeping their options open. They're more chatty, more eye-y, more open with other people. And by open, I mean that open body language, maintaining eye contact, smiling a lot, looking at someone, giving them all the signals of, hi, I'm interested, how are you? Okay? Period. Part 2 to that. If it's not your story, just hold on a second. Let me get this out to the people that it is for. Part 2 to that, for some of you, this person is really just sort of exploring their options in terms of actively and very openly like looking at other people and, that whole body language thing that we're talking about in an attempt to see if they can just like tend to themselves, like feel something again, feel better because they've been tired from your dynamic and what's been going on between you two. For others of you, in that same line of like there's other people, they're keeping their options open, this person is ready to mingle. They're out there in the world, actively, trying to date, trying to woo, and getting to know people and that whole thing, because they're no longer now feeling anything towards you. In the romantic sense, very minimal if there is anything, and maybe in the future they hope, I don't know, maybe you could be friends, or if you say hi, they'll say hi, that type of thing. But this person is really looking to move forward and meet new people and start something new within themselves. They're feeling better about the things that happened between you two, the ending between you two, and they're out here trying to get it in their life. Not just get it in, but like to really just kind of move on and do something different with someone new. Okay? I don't think they're looking for commitment though. I think they're looking to just see. I think they're keeping it casual. If things progress, okay, interesting, but they're keeping it casual. Okay, for everybody else who's stuck around and we're putting their fingers in their ear going la 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 la. Let me talk to the non-other party people. How this person feels about you is I was serious, but now things have changed. Let me go. Repair, mending, healing. This person was serious about something, but now things have changed. Trust is off in this dynamic. They're aware of it. You're aware of it. Maybe someone has accused someone, or both have accused both of being with other people. And that's just been such a signifier of trust being muddled between the two of you. I'm getting a couple of stories from this camp. I'm going to go with the one that I'm grabbing. The one that I'm grabbing right now is one where this person is holding on to this dynamic between the two of you. You guys, I think I have acid reflux. I don't know what that is, but like, I don't know what's going on with my body these days. This person is still sort of holding on to this dynamic in a way, trying to give it a chance. Like, that's what I'm seeing. They're giving it a chance. Mentally, emotionally, but not with their body. Right? Like, not taking action. Maybe maybe, but they're keeping an open mind about this dynamic. But again, I'm not really seeing action being taken here. So feelings wise, there is still something here. There is still some tether here. I think this person has a hope or a something that, oh, maybe things will get better between us with this repair, mending, and healing, because things have been, like, trust has been busted between you two, right? But as far as this person, like, actively working on this dynamic, I'm not seeing that. But I do feel that if that was a possibility that they start seeing, like, this looks like someone who's stepped back. This looks like someone who's gone, okay. I mean, I don't know what else to expect other than what's been happening, but I guess we'll see. This looks like an I guess we'll see reading, okay? And if things do go in the direction of, oh, actually, cool, things are kind of improving, then this Eight of Pentacles to me feels like just slowness, right? Someone being cautious and taking their time to see if they should even continue investing. Because right now, this person is not wanting to invest. They're keeping an open mind, right? Like, they're open, but the attraction is sort of decreased. But it is still there, like, it showed up, right? This person used to feel bigly towards this dynamic, but things have changed. What changed, Patu? What changed? But yeah, for some of you, this person still has an open mind. Like, if you speak, I'll speak. Like, of course, you know, I'll entertain. But I'm not going to invest. Like, I'm not going to sit through the 3-day seminar. I'll go for the 1-hour one, but like, I'm not putting my time in for 3 days. Are you kidding me? No. yeah, like if, your family is in trouble, I'll see what I can do, but I'm not out here, you know what I mean? Like, that's just kind of the energy that I'm getting from this. So for some of you, if you're like, oh man, is there hope? Yeah, there's definitely hope with this person. Getting to know each other and keep an open mind and repair and mending, they're open to mending. But this stuff, this attraction is not as strong as it used to be. Can it be? I'm really picking up that it could, which is so weird. I feel like it could be rebuilt. Those Two of Swords is just this energy of like, yeah, I'll stick around, I'll see what's going on, but like, I'm not committing. Like, I'm not making this my life anymore. I was serious before, but now things have really kind of changed. Like, I'm a lot more chilled out about this dynamic. Let's see what their guidance is towards you and see what your guidance is towards them. Okay, very interesting. I'll take this one as well. Your guidance? We'll flip that later. I love this. This to me, I mean, look, I'm a romantic, so I'll be approaching love readings thinking everybody wants a reconciliation. This feels like, but for those of you who are looking for a reconciliatory energy, it's here. It's possible. It's just things have to sort of go in a certain direction. Unfinished symphony means that there is some unfinished business between you two, right? Things haven't completely closed. Even for you third-party people, if the cards fell where they needed to fall, if they were out and you were out and you guys kiki kaka were laughing, chi whatever, yeah, like sparks might fly again. But for others of you, yeah, I think this person, there is like some reconciliatory energy, but Spirit isn't telling them to reconcile. Like, let me not, because this is their guidance, right? Spirit is saying with this unfinished symphony that moving on is different when love lingers. Things are left unsaid and you haven't had the opportunity for closure in your relationships and your heart. So this person, like I said, has disconnected. Then like they're not investing anymore, but they are open to this dynamic at this time. You can still feel bound up in relationships when closure is denied you. It's important to achieve this for yourself. Write that letter, make that call, have that conversation for peace of mind. Accept matters as they are. Make amends if need be and declare your feelings, even if only to yourself. Be clear about what was left unresolved and close the door on the past so you can set yourself free. Only then can new love blossom. So this person, Spirit's actually telling them, do what you need to do to make you feel better about the choice that you need to make. That being, if you want to walk away, you can absolutely do that, but just make sure that like you're tying up those loose ends. So let's say this person wants to walk away from you. It was serious, now it's not. Let me go. Like, if that's what this person wants, Spirit's guidance towards them with Unfinished Symphony is saying, okay, you can just, if you're going to do that, do what you need to do to get to the point of closing the symphony, ending it. Meaning, if that is for you to keep an open mind and still be in this dynamic in a way, but also be out of it, so be it. Which means they're taking that guidance, they're doing it. For others of you, if they're not entirely sure about walking away fully, they're disconnected, but they still think there could be something here, repair, mending, healing, then their closure to give them the most that they need before fully walking away or whatever is to keep an open mind about this dynamic. See where it could go. That's pretty deep. With loyal heart and protection, it says, are you overly stubborn or tenacious about an idea? Or have you become attached to something that you just don't know how to let it go? It says, let me go here. Could it be that it's become so much a part of you that you wouldn't know who you are without it? Now's the time to look at outdated old beliefs and misplaced loyalties. Betrayal is only a signal that it's time to prune away all who don't deserve your trust. Trust in reverse. Have no place in your life. Be new, think new, open your heart to new things. Let go of the old and all your attachments. Spirit has awesome plans for you. Make some room. Spirit might be guiding this person away from you in some ways, but for others of you, it's more so that this person, I really think that they're living their guidance here. I'm just going to say. I think this person is living their guidance and keeping an open mind with this dynamic, not fully shutting it down, but keeping an open mind so that they can heal whatever happened between you two or whatever didn't happen between you two and see where it can organically sort of evolve to. Your guidance, my friend, is to the sea in reverse. So this energy is about things not moving. When external conditions appear to block every attempt to move forward, there's no hidden message. Like the ocean, things ebb and flow. You're in a natural cycle, so know that things will flow again in due course. There's no cause for alarm. Stop resisting and fighting against the situation and learn to flow, even when the tide is going out. Okay. Relax and trust in the abundance that will soon be within your reach. When fishermen cannot go to sea, they stay home and repair their nets. So to me, this message, sea and ocean metaphors aside, for you, this guidance feels like, don't push. If it feels, I don't know, sometimes natural can be a trap, but if it feels natural to engage with this person, engage with them. And try not to engage with them with any agenda of getting back together or being together or seeing eye to eye or anything like that. Just kind of keep it casual. Nurture like the base relationship. Nurture a friendship. Nurture getting to know each other. Nurture small things. And see how that feels. Because it's kind of looking like things are stagnant. Things aren't really, I don't know. And if anything, it's just really the bigger message there is like, don't resist what's happening. But if you must resist, because, that's where you're at in life, then at least don't try to push, don't try to push. Keep it chill. Keep it easy breezy. And because otherwise I think pushing is gonna just rock the boat in a way that you don't really want it rocked. I'll see you next time, my friend. If you like a personal reading that's on the website, look at me cleaning up while you're still here. We got guests still loose. Come on now. So thanks, number 2. I appreciate you so much. Keep your light on. Good luck, and I'll see you next time. Bye.